Hola amigos de Wine News TV, les invito a conectar conmigo y con mis invitados en Wine News TV On The Go, un podcast que a su vez es un espacio donde aprenderás sobre el mágico mundo del vino a través de invitados de todas partes del mundo que nos contarán sobre sus proyectos para obsequiarnos de forma embotellada música, fuego y leones, como decía el gran maestro argentino Jorge Luis Borges en su poema Soneto al Vino. Hola amigos de Wine News TV, el podcast. Seguimos creando contenido aquí desde los Finger Lakes. Estamos hoy con Erin McMurray from Little Clover. Vamos a hablar, gracias a mi amigo Roberto Tito Herb, que lo pueden seguir en Discover FLX Wineries. Él es un puertorriqueño que vive hace 20 años por acá, es un Certified Wine Judge, es la persona perfecta para que ustedes conecten con él. Y si usted quiere venir por acá, se entere cuáles son los mejores lugares para ir. Well, we're going to switch over onto English. I was giving props to my friend Tito. It's been a godsend. And I'm with Erin at Little Clover. This is a tasting room where we're at, right?
This is Lakewood Vineyards.
Lakewood Vineyards.
Yes.
All right, great. And so we're going to be tasting 3 Method Champenois sparklers, of course, from the Little Clover. Love the label, love the little homage to Ireland there. Before we speak about the brand and the wines, tell me a little bit about you, about your life. Were you exposed to wines growing up through your parents? Are you from the area, or you moved from someplace else?
Originally, I'm from Chicago.
Okay, love Chicago, beautiful city. Yeah,
not a lot of vineyards in Chicago.
No, of course not. Yeah, good pizza though.
Great pizza.
Yeah.
Moved to New York City in 2000. And was working as a Broadway producer.
Oh, fantastic.
So continued in that career till about 2011 and switched over to wine because I just loved wine so much. I drank so much wine as a producer.
Of course, that's fine. Yeah.
And
the Irish blood there.
Exactly.
Pumping through the veins. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. And started working for a French distributor called Wineberry.
Do you recall, Erin, if you had a aha moment with a wine? Do you? Because I have one. I have a wine that was like a before and after for me. Like, can you recall a specific bottle or region or grape that was like a parting of the waters of sorts for you that you said, "Oh my God, there's something more to just an alcoholic beverage here"?
Absolutely, and it was a sparkling wine.
Oh, really?
It was a French champagne called Gardet.
Yeah, I know it.
And at that point, I'd had only like the big names from the big houses. And sipping that wine, it was just like everything changed.
How that informed your life, because now you're making Method Champenois.
Exactly.
So it had a big impression on you.
Yes.
Great.
Never forgot that wine.
So you started working with a French importer distributor in New York City.
Correct.
And this is 2011, you said?
Yep.
Okay. And then you were exposed to so many things.
Exactly. Biodynamic wines, organic wines, a lot of the wines from Alsace, which I totally fell in love with.
Yeah.
And so I knew how to read about wine, talk about wine, definitely drink wine, but it's
the best part, right?
It's the best part.
Yeah.
But I thought I could actually be a better salesperson if I understood how wine was made. So I started applying for internships because I knew nothing about winemaking or grape growing, and applied both in the Long Island area and in the Finger Lakes area, and ended up coming to Lakewood for the harvest of 2012.
Okay.
And I thought I'd be here for 6 weeks.
Right.
You know, I thought it'd
and
be
it's
like
been
really
13 years.
Exactly. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So came to the Finger Lakes in 2012, and it was during that period that I met my husband.
Is he from here?
He is. He's born and raised here.
Is he in the industry as well?
Born and bred. He's a 3rd generation grape grower.
Oh, fantastic.
So he is one of the owners of Lakewood Vineyards.
Okay,
along with other family members.
Okay, all right. So you've been with him for a number of years. You said you have a son?
A daughter who just turned 10.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Nothing compares to that.
No.
And then I assume that while you were working at Lakewood during this past couple of years, at some point you said, I got to make my own thing. I got to have my project. When did that come about?
So originally discussed in 2016, but I needed to pull together some funds for it.
For sure, yeah.
So the first vintage is 2018, which is what you'll taste today.
Okay, your first vintage.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm privileged. Thank
Yeah.
you. So they're 7 years old.
Yeah.
Great. All right, and Little Clover, tell me, obviously we've been making jokes about your Irish heritage, the name, how did it come about? Like picking a name. I was having this conversation with Scott Osborne, with
Cool.
with Mr. Martini from Anthony Road, and coming up with a name. It's not easy when you know that that name will be seen by thousands, eventually hundreds of thousands of people as you grow. Like Little Clover, like how was the creative process of coming together with a name?
So Little Clover was not the first choice.
Okay.
What
was the first choice? Can you share?
Of course I can. I was looking at the map of the vineyard and where it hits again Seneca Lake, and there's this little point called Scout Point.
Scout Point.
And I thought, oh my God, this is perfect for what I'm doing, what the mission is, the adventurous spirit of Scout. And then went to Graft Wine Bar, which is right in Watkins Glen.
And you saw something with the same name.
Scout Vineyards on the label. I thought, oh man.
Yeah, I used to run the trademark office at the Puerto Rico Department of State and copyright, so I know all about the frustration of not being able to use a name.
Because I was so in love with that name. Yeah. I thought it was perfect. So then I was a little bit in despair and started going into some weird things with like the Seneca sea serpent and that sort of
Seneca sea serpent.
I know. And I know. Thank you.
I love it. It's so cheesy. Exactly. It's like a rock band that plays to drunkards. It's
totally.
I wasn't
gonna call it Seneca sea serpent.
Okay.
I was gonna name it after the boat that hit the Seneca sea serpent in 1901.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes
sense. Still a little cheesy.
And what was the name of the boat? What was the name of the boat?
Tatiani.
That's better than Seneca sea serpent.
No, but it has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with the vineyards. It has nothing. So, as actually a friend had a very similar reaction to what you just did when I showed her. The label was cool. Okay. This designer I work with.
Well, serpents make cool labels.
Yes, I mean it was very. She went through like historical pictures, and it was cool. The label wasn't cheesy, but it had nothing to do with the wine.
Tatiani. Yes, what is that?
Nothing. Okay. So she's like, think again about why you wanted to do this, why you started this project in the first place. Go back to that. So I went back to the vineyards and I started walking the rows and looking at native growth like Queen Anne's lace or wild carrot or, like different things. And then there was clover everywhere in between the vines. So I was like, of course, it's got to be clover, of course.
It came to you.
Yes.
It was a revelation.
Yes.
You said it has to be that.
Yes.
Okay, so, and why did you decide to, aside from the Riesling, vinify are they called hybrids, Cayuga White and Delaware?
So Cayuga is definitely considered a hybrid. Delaware is also considered a Labrusca because it's a crossbreeding of Labrusca fruit.
Okay.
So I wanted to represent both vinifera, or all vinifera, hybrid, and Labrusca. So everything that's in the bottle is grown in this vineyard because not only did I fall in love with my husband.
Did you buy the land? Did you purchase the land for the grapes, or you use?
I'm using my husband's fruit for everything.
Well, it's the family. Okay, great.
Yeah.
And so, are you currently making anything else, or just sparklers?
Only sparkling.
Only sparkling wines, and these three.
Correct.
For now.
I have a fourth one in the works.
Oh, fantastic! From
the 24 vintage.
Okay, can you reveal what?
Yes,
what
of course.
That is?
You'll be the first to know. It's a dry rosé sparkler of Cabernet Franc.
Oh my God!
Very excited about that.
That should be amazing. Can we taste some of the wines while
we
chat?
Please.
All right, let's go. Let's do this. Which should we start with?
We'll start with the Riesling.
All right, we're gonna go with a Little Clover. Tito, can you pass me the bottle, please, buddy? So this is. I love the white, the contrast of the clover, and I love the fact that I'm gonna obviously be posting the picture, but I love the calligraphy and how the clover is part of the sea, but it's like coming out from the soil, from the earth.
Yeah, I do. I'm very lucky to work with a very talented designer from Trumansburg, actually, not that far.
I love the fact that you are very transparent in as much as you say here on the label that you were inspired by small batch grower champagne from France.
Yes.
So what really changed your life back in 2011? All right, let's get into this first Little Clover wine for me ever. Let's go here. Gorgeous nose, gorgeous interpretation of Riesling, and has that lovely quality that you get in high-end champagnes. That's a little bit of biscuit, a little bit of a yeasty sensation, nice. The aromatics here are delicious, and it has because it is from the 2018 vintage. It has a tiny sort of reductive note to it that makes it very appealing. Let's see it on the palate. Oh, very nice, very elegant. Lovely acidity, very refreshing. Love the florality and the salinity. There's certain minerality to it. Very nice. What's the alcohol level here?
12.
12. This is gorgeous. This is fantastic. What is the price point of this? If a consumer who's listening says, I gotta go and buy the Little Clover Riesling, what's the price point for this?
$40 a bottle.
Yeah, 40. Yeah, it is totally worth $40. It's high end quality. How many bottles you make of this?
Only 70 cases, 75 cases per vintage,
it's
per
incredible.
wine.
And I would have never guessed that this is 7 years old?
Right.
It
so
seems much younger.
You are tasting the second disgorgement. So I did them in batches, or I've heard a friend say disgorge on demand, which I'm using now, which I like the sound of that. So the first batch was disgorged in November of 22. You're tasting the second batch, which was longer in the bottle. So this is a disgorged just in October of this year. And I actually like it better. I mean, I don't think I'll have the luxury of being able to age wines for that many years.
Of course.
That often. It's just because I just launched. But
you'll get there. You're a young person. You're a young woman. You'll get there. This is lovely. And I mean, $40, and people out there producing Maître Champenois is super expensive because of everything that has to go into the production phase.
Exactly.
So for the quality, the uniqueness, the fact that it's a very small production, this is a bargain, and this is something totally different from what you've been used to drinking. I've had other sparklers made out of Riesling, and I don't know whether you're going to take this as a compliment or as an insult.
Oh boy.
But this is the one that I've had so far that is most similar to a champagne. The other sparkling Rieslings that I've had are Rieslings with bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of aromatics, lots of those petrol notes, a little bit of the lychee, a little bit of the chamomile. This drinks like a champagne.
Exactly.
I think it's a compliment, right? What I just
definitely
said.
take it as a compliment.
It is spectacular. It is the best sparkling Riesling I've had in my life.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I've had German ones that are, very commercial. This is super high-end stuff, and I'm going to be posting a separate review of this for my one wine 1 minute concept. All right, gorgeous. We're going to go to the next one, Erin. Which is the next one?
This is the 2018 Sparkling Cayuga Whites.
Let's stop for a bit and tell the audience because Riesling is worldwide known.
Right.
Let's take 2-3 minutes. Cayuga White. Tell me about Cayuga White. What should people know out there about this grape?
So Cayuga was developed at the Geneva breeding station right here in the Finger Lakes by Cornell University. Mm-hmm. And that process began in the late 1940s. In 1952 was the first time they really started tasting the fruit. And it became widely planted in the Finger Lakes in the 1970s.
Is it a cross of other two grapes?
Yes, it is.
Who are the parents?
So Saval Blanc, which is a French hybrid, is one of the parents.
Saval Blanc?
Yes. And then the other parent is a cross of, it's Zinfandel, which is a vinifera, and Ontario, which is a Labrusca. So it's a lot.
Cool.
It's so many grapes have come together. It's a mutt.
I love mutts. I have mutts at home. Yeah, I love dogs.
I know, me too.
I have lots of dogs at home.
So there's so many different parts to the Cayuga White, and the whole breeding process is to make a grape that can thrive in the Finger Lakes.
And how does it behave aromatically in terms of the palate? Like if someone out there wants to try a Cayuga White, does it behave more like a Riesling or more like a Chardonnay or more like a Chenin Blanc? Like, if you were to tell a friend, try Cayuga White because you like this and this and that, what would be the similarities? Or what would be the fill in the blank there?
In many years, it does have a Riesling-like characteristic to it. But the nice thing, it's kind of a mid-harvest grape. So it's not the first to pick, not the last to pick. And you can extend it a little bit longer if you want different variations in the flavor. We like the Riesling and the Delaware. We picked the Cayuga early for sparkling. So
it's gorgeous.
Really nice acidity.
I haven't had it, but it's gorgeous. The story behind, because now that I've been doing this for almost 2 decades, I've had probably 2,000 different Chardonnays from all over the world, 5,000 Cabernet Sauvignons. But this is something that's totally new for me.
Yeah.
And you can keep on discovering. That's, wine is the gift that keeps on giving. Let's give it a try.
All right.
Cayuga White.
All 2018.
Right. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want any mixture. There was a little bit of the Riesling.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Cayuga White from Little Clover here in the Finger Lakes, Seneca Lake ABA. Let's go. You do have a champagne hand, my friend. That champagne that caused the impression on you has stayed with you. This is an homage to champagne.
It is.
But you do have that generosity of the white juice, of the grape juice, of the white fruit coming through. Reminds me, I love this. This is gorgeous because it's that smell of. This takes me back to my childhood when I would drink Welch juice.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
But it's that sensation to all the way to heaven in terms of quality and grace and elegance. Oh my God.
I love that description. Nostalgia mixed with elegance.
You do have the champagne hand. This is, well, I can't say it's the best Cayuga White sparkler that I've had in my life because it's the only one.
Okay.
It's fantastic. It's so elegant and vibrant, crisp, refreshing. And I love at the end has that. I was talking to Tito about, we were tasting some hybrids yesterday, some different wines. And some of these have this, it's not resinous, but it's a sensation of like a balloon.
Yeah.
It's what's, you used the word yesterday. I don't recall, Tito, which was it, but it's like.
I called it plasticky, but that's not quite the right word for it.
But it's super, super nice, super different. But I see a thread, a commonality between the first one and this one because they're so elegant, they're crisp, they are super, super ethereal. And they have a long finish. I love the minerality, the salinity, and the fact that they are going to pair so gorgeously with food. They're very gastronomic. And I always tell my audiences, don't think that bubbles are just to celebrate. You have to try pairing food with them because they really, really work. All right. Love the Cayuga White as well. Super different. Now we're going to go into Sparkling Delaware 2018. All of the wines that we're doing today are from 2018. What can you tell me, Erin, about Delaware, the grape, not the state?
So Delaware, the grape, has nothing to do with the state of Delaware. It actually is tied to Delaware, Ohio.
Okay.
Because they were producing a lot of wines using the Delaware grape in Ohio in the 1800s. And so it got its name from that sense of place. Delaware is a native grape. And it is a Labrusca cross.
for your listeners, we have talked about these grapes. We have talked about these grapes before, but we haven't called them Labrusca grapes. Every time we mentioned Concord, we're talking about Labrusca grapes.
Okay, thank you, Tito, for that. We're going to do an interview with Tito, of course, on his page,
Yay!
Discover FLX Wineries, and his pet nats, and the reason why when you come to the Finger Lakes, he's your man. All right, we're going to go with the 2018 Delaware.
Okay, so remember I said disgorge on demand?
Yep.
I specifically pulled a bottle of this, which was disgorged in 22, so you can see how it tastes like as if it's been aged after it's been disgorged versus these have just been freshly disgorged.
Okay.
So Delaware in many ways is the heart of the whole project.
Okay.
Because this is the grape they were using in the late 1800s to make traditional method sparkling wines in the Finger Lakes.
It's an homage to the tradition, the history.
Yeah, the history, exactly. And they were winning. They were sending these wines to Champagne and winning competitions against French champagnes, these New York sparklers, which is why the name Great Western started, because New York being west of Champagne. So this is the Delaware.
Has a little bit more color, more of a golden hue here.
Yes.
Obviously, it's, oh, geez, let's see.
Like nothing else. You cannot find another sparkling Delaware like this without
This is gorgeous. Oh, God. So rich. And again, takes me back to yesteryear when I had those grape juices, but elevated to something else, transformed into poetry. Let's give it a whirl. Couldn't spit that. Wow. Delicious, delicious, delicious. And when you smell it and you go back to your earlier years when you were drinking grape juice, you think it's going to be sweet, but it's not sweet at all because it's balanced with a great acidity, a super, super vibrant white fruit that's refreshing. And there's a tinge there of a white honey kind of thing happening, but it's like when the grapes turn gold and they're like white racings. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous bottle of a sparkler that doesn't remind me of anything, and it needs to be tasted to be believed and discovered. The Delaware 2018 from the Little Clover. Wow. Again, it's definitely an homage to Champagne, but with a grape that the French probably don't even know that exists over there in Reims or in Epernay.
Oh, yeah, no.
Fantastic, Aaron. Fantastic. Great, great stuff. They're delicious. So the Riesling goes for $40. The others are $40 as well?
Correct.
Okay, $40. So you can get a 3-pack for $120 plus change because of tax. Delicious. Where can they purchase these wines? Like, I want to be able to tell the listeners out there who come to the area, are they available only here in the Finger Lakes, or is there a store in New York? Like, or do you have a website? Where can they purchase these beauties?
LittleCloverWine.com.
Okay. Do you have an Instagram page?
I have an Instagram page.
How do they find you?
At Little Clover Wine.
Little Clover Wine. All right. We're going to be posting content, and we're going to put in the little finger, say follow. They're delicious. And okay, so you have a website, you have an Instagram page. Are they available in stores here in the area? They are
locally. So my distribution license is only for New York State right now.
For now, exactly.
I'm working with Vino Shipper, so I can ship to 41 states.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a big audience in Florida. You can ship to Florida.
Absolutely. Yeah. I already do ship quite a bit to Florida.
Lots of Boricuas in Florida. You know who you are. Yeah, there's some 1.2 million Puerto Ricans in the Central Corridor, wow. Orlando, Tampa, Sarasota. Yeah. We like to stay warm. Yeah. This has been fantastic. Before we go, tell me a bit about that Sparkler Rosé Cab Franc, if you can.
Yes. So when I'm doing my tastings, the label for the Delaware has that nice, pretty blush color to it. And people think, is that going to be a rosé? Yeah. They get excited. So I've been hearing that for almost a year and a half now. And I thought, well, consumers are definitely interested in rosés. I love rosé sparklers too.
Same here.
So wanted to, in 24, there was not enough fruit to make the Delaware. So I thought, okay, let's pivot. Well, even though we all hate that word because of COVID, we used it all the time. But let's see what extra fruit we do have in the vineyard. We had some beautiful Cabernet Franc. So we let it sit on the skins. So we're not adding the dosage color. It's actually the wine itself has that pretty pink hue to it, and it is just vibrant and gorgeous. And I don't think I will, I'm still playing around with it. I don't think I'm going to have it in the bottle for 3 years like these. These are a minimum of 36 months. With the tannins of the red, I'm thinking I'll taste it after a year and see. Just see, because I still want it to have that fruit.
And when do you think it'll hit the market? Or being very selfish, when do you think you can try it? When I come back in a year, you think I'll be able to try it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll definitely be in a bottle. Even if it's not finished, even if it's not disgorged, we can taste it.
Yeah, I can pull some levers.
Exactly.
Tito is well connected here. This has been fantastic, Erin. Thank you so much. You're great. Love your energy. Love your passion. And love how you are paying homage to Champagne, but at the same time betting on local grapes and local style. These are all elegant and they're unbelievably nuanced sparklers. These are not the sparklers that for $15 you take to the poolside. These are sparklers that are meant to be paired with good food, and you need to give it some thought because they're very, very well made, very well crafted, very unique. Thank you so much, Erin. It's been fantastic.
Thank you, Eduardo.
Mi gente, por favor, descubran Little Clover aquí en los Finger Lakes. He tomado 3 espumosos hechos en el método de champaña, un Riesling, un Cayuga White y un Delaware, todos del año 2018. Sigan a Little Clover Wine, busquen su página littlecloverwine.com. Erin y su equipo envían a 41 estados, así que usted puede conseguir su vino de Little Clover. Son deliciosos, son únicos. Usted, si tiene la oportunidad, debería probar los 3. El Riesling es el mejor Riesling espumoso que me he tomado en mi vida, y el Cayuga White y el Delaware son unicornios, son, digamos, rarezas, son vinos que usted no ha probado probablemente tampoco nunca en su vida, de esta calidad por lo menos, con burbuja. Estoy hablando pues de la mayoría que tal vez no tienen ese conocimiento. Seguramente muchos sí han probado estos varietales, pero tal vez no es lo de Little Clover. Gracias por su sintonía. Gracias a mi amigo Roberto Tito Er por traerme hasta aquí y hacerme descubrir estas bellezas. Recuerden suscribirse al podcast, dejarnos una reseña, un comentario y por supuesto recordar que en el mundo del vino hay espacio para todos. Lo importante no es la meta o el destino, sino el recorrido y el camino. Será hasta la próxima. Thank you so much, my friend. Let's do the clinking sound. That's the best sound in the world after your children's laughter. Será hasta la próxima. Un abrazo. Bye bye. Este fue el episodio de hoy. Recuerda dejarnos una reseña para que nos ayudes a crecer, suscribirte y recomendarnos con tus amigos amantes del vino. No importa cuán avanzado estés en el recorrido de enamorarte de aquello que decían sobre el vino. Son uvas transformadas en poesía. Aquí hay espacio para todos. Salud y como siempre, dale share.